Hello, and welcome to Week 14's edition of the Untitled Sickos rankings with K-Main, Bears fan, and Die Sometimes. What happened on Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and we don't care about Monday? I was asleep. These are our qualifications, which have changed somehow.
I'm Bears fan. I still have played high school football, believe it or not. I have yet been rage baited once by my fellow podcaster Kamain, and I can still somehow predict plays before they happen. And apparently, my power has now transcended to predicting games before they happen because I somehow went 4 for 4 in predicting games on Thursday and Friday.
Hello, I am Die Sometimes. I've beaten Persona 4 not once, but twice. Also am a top 1,000 Pokemon Unite player in the world. Yes, thank you. I know. Hard. It's really hard. And I've correctly called two quarterbacks being bust in the NFL in Zach Wilson. And 9, hashtag fake demon, hashtag you're not about that life, JJ McCarthy. It's too early to say that he's a bust. I don't care, he's a bust.
And I'm K-Main. I am an actual NFL owner. I had a Tetris phase in junior high that we can go into detail about outside of this PowerPoint. And I am attending this Power Rankings as a form of therapy in the form of a support group where I admit, guys, I have a problem. I rooted for the Cowboys this week because I hate the Chiefs.
I don't think rooting for Dallas is that bad, in all honesty.
But I guess rooting for. Yeah, I'm saying I don't think
It is with my upbringing. We had three honorable mentions this week: the Chargers, the Buccaneers, and the Panthers. What do you mean that Trey Lance saw the field for more than 0 seconds last week? I heard that.
When you have a huge...
Dude, I heard that when I was on the way to the shooting range, and what the hell?
When you have an absolutely putrid waste of time offensive line like the Los Angeles Chargers, that's the result you're going to get. They killed Justin Herbert. If the Eagles lose next week, oh my goodness, oh my gosh, bro.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like the Chargers' offensive line is their fault. I mean, they're down basically all of their good line, but the point stands. Terrible offensive line depth, and also, yeah, we don't care about the NFC South anymore. They're too confusing.
Save the hypothetical talk for the quarterback of the Chargers, not the O-line. This slide physically hurt me to put together more so than the Bears, and the Bears are up there.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Dallas is a good team. My biggest takeaway from this game is Dallas can show up in the big moments. Brian Schottenheimer has done a fantastic job with this regime, and despite some Eberflus-filled holes, they have had a very, very solid defense ever since training for Quinn Williams. Not to mention,
Quinn Williams has done crazy things for this team's defense.
Not to mention, too, they're fun. I'm not saying the Dallas teams in the past weren't fun, but it feels fun. And honestly, I'm rooting for Dallas to win this division more than I am the Eagles, because if you're asking me who I think is going to be more chaotic in the playoffs, I'm taking Dallas. Like, this Dallas team, I think, could get blown out by any team in the playoffs, but I think they could also just fight up the competition to any team in the playoffs and just kind of say, we're going to win this game. I don't think they're winning the Super Bowl, but God, I am rooting for them to make the playoffs. Not over the Bears, though, if that ever comes.
That really game could matter.
They've been playing very sound. They've been playing very sound football for like the past 2 weeks, and I'm proud of them.
Well, George Pickens is funny. And CD didn't drop like 80 balls from what I understand. How did Kansas City go an entire Eagles half without scoring a single point. Who do they think they are, Philly? Man,
They have no real receiver X. They have no running game. It makes too much sense. Offense gets
yeah,
predictable like that.
weird.
But don't you get it? Rasheed Rice fixes all of their problems. They
That's
don't.
that's what I was told. He's not good.
So, do
I don't want to say
you...
okay. No, he's not good. Is mean. That's not the right thing to say. It's not that he's not good. He's not good enough.
So, do we think the Cowboys are playing ethical football?
Uh,
Yeah, I'd say it. Yeah, I think they're playing ethical football.
Ethical enough, I guess.
I would say yes, sort of. But does it overly matter? They're playing fun football, and if you think fun's ethical, then yes, they're playing ethical football.
On principle, the Dallas Cowboys have never played a single down of ethical football in their entire history.
For being haters like that, then I concur.
Thank you.
Nah, I can't. I can't hate. I can't
Houston.
I definitely can. Houston. Shout out to Houston. I'm so glad I was right about this team. They have been moving me. If they can like find a way to figure it out offensively, this team is the most dangerous team in the AFC, in my honest opinion. They have maybe the best defense in the AFC. I'm not saying a lot because the Broncos are there, but to that pitiful performance they had against the Commanders, which I will get to. I will get to. But I think that the Houston Texans are a very dangerous team in the league right now. I love what they're doing. I think it really just goes to show how important coaching is in football, because they've dealt with all these injuries, they've dealt with all the mess that they have at offensive line. Just they've been dealing with a lot, and they're right in the thick of things in the AFC playoff hunt. And I think I don't think it's a hot. I think it's hot take. I think they're going to run the tables in the AFC South, and they're going to win that division.
Uh,
I don't think they'll run the tables, but I will say this:
They
it's very
would-
ironic that both Texas teams are basically coming back from behind to try to make the playoffs.
I hate this team even more for making me root for the Chiefs this week.
Why?
Jags fan.
Well,
Oh yeah,
yeah, Jags fan, but
my
also
fault.
the Chiefs, if they lose, will find a new form of devil magic in the form of contracting the 6'7" kid to power them to another AFC Championship game, and I don't want that. I really don't want that. I want Kansas City to have a little hope, and I dislike the Texans, so I do not want them there. CJ Stroud is apparently allowed to play football. Again, on principle, they don't play ethical football.
I mean, they play ethical football.
Offensively, no. Defensively, hell yeah, they play ethical football. Okay, well maybe because I'm not going. Russell on some bullshit on Sunday against when they were facing the Colts. They did have a little. You know what? I'll take it back. They play unethical football, but I'm here for it.
All I will say is two things. I'm very fucking dumb because I forgot to crop out the calendar portion of that, like a dumb idiot. And lastly, I think this is probably a playoff game for the Texans. I don't think if they win this,
Every game is a playoff game for the Texans. Except maybe against...
They started their season, absolutely.
They're playing a playoff game against the Las Vegas Raiders, man.
No, I get that, but I'm meaning more like this is like a playoff game before the playoffs for like both these teams. Like they need to win this, and if they don't, I think whoever loses this game is gonna miss out.
Yep.
But other than that, good luck.
Yeah. I'm not even going to ask if they play ethical football because I'm not convinced this team plays football. They're fraudulent as hell. I dislike everything about them, and I hate that they made me move the Bears up in the power rankings even more. I am aware that I'm supposed to be talking about the Eagles here instead of the Bears, but I'm so upset that I can't even think straight about them.
Guys, Saquon Barkley is kind of one of the worst running backs in football right now, and I don't think it's his fault.
Is Kevin Patula is doing actual criminal things to that offense, and the fact that dumbass Nick Sirianni hasn't fired his stupid yet, I think it just goes to show how much of a fraudulent head coach he is. Because I feel like at this point, it's just the weekly die sometimes Eagles rant, because the team really makes me angry for how talented they are and how shit they are. I don't understand why they can't. The Bears, sorry ass running backs, from getting over 200 yards. Like, that is insane. And I'm going to be
Colin
I don't care. I don't care. Tyler Algier is better than him. He would have rushed for 150. I don't care. Like, the Eagles played unbelievably sorry football. It's not even unethical. It's demonic football. It's evil football. It's football that should be banned from society. Kevin Patula is doing insane things to this offense in the worst ways possible. You would expect a running back that had over 2,000 scrimmage yards last year to not be this dog shit this year, but he is because the Eagles run a high school offense, and Jalen Hurts, threw one of the worst interceptions of the year last week too. Let's just get that. Let's get that out of the way. I never want to hear any Eagle fan in my mentions or any ever again say that he's on the same in the same stratosphere as Cam Newton. Don't lie to yourself. Just because your team, I'm gonna crash out. I'm so sick of the Eagles.
Look,
this team.
Here's the good news for you. If they get blown out by the Chargers next week, you won't have to talk about them. You won't have to crash out because they won't be on here.
If they can get the fuck out of these power rankings, I'm so sick of this team. I'm like, they're 9-3. I don't think it's fraudulent 9-3, but it's like they should be. They should have 11 wins. This team is.
They're actually
I still think.
Actually,
I'm sorry, not 9. I'm not 9-3. 8-4. You think that this team that just came off of putting belt to ass to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl would play better, and they've just been playing so bad, and I don't understand why they're letting the Chicago Bears rush for 200 yards, and why they can't get their 250. That's worse, way worse, and they can't even run the ball effectively in their own end. It's bad when Tank Bigsby's probably the best running back this team has right now, and again, it's not even Saquon's fault. They can't get the ball to their best receivers. They can't put the ball in their best players' hands. Kevin Patula, you should be fired, and there's a special place in my heart for the amount of hatred I have for Nick Sirianni. He's such a bad coach that has been riding off talent for so long. Like, he's riding off the coattails of his coordinators. He sucks. I hate Nick Sirianni. He's the fakest tough guy. He's a little bitch. He all he does is bitch and moan on the sidelines. Like, the fans are booing his stupid ass for a good reason, because your team is underperforming like shit in prime time. And you're gonna sit there and start yapping your mouth to the fans. How about you yap your mouth to the players and get them locked in? Why don't you do that? How about you yell at your players?
But AJ Brown's getting 100 yards and a touchdown.
If you bring this
coaching staff,
honestly, my genuine advice: if you bring this crash out to AJ Brown's stream, you might get mod.
It's just stupid. This team is just so unserious when in terms of playing football.
Crazy how the best bird team this year is the Seahawks, but that's for later.
Yep. I love my football team sometimes. Oh god, this was a fun game to watch. I love when my punter just decides to start shit. Logan Cook, my fucking goat, just says, you're gonna think about hitting my guy? I am going to put my body on the line like I'm an O lineman. And my quarterback just got tackled for an unsportsmanlike penalty out of bounds. Oh god. We have multiple people who can catch. BTJ might not be getting the rock, but he will still put his life on the line for this team. God, the Titans are fucking terrible. This was a fun game. It was so nice to not have to stress on a Sunday. Oh,
When you're facing the Titans, unless you're like the Cardinals, that's yeah.
yeah, no, of
That's as good as
course
all
we
you're gonna
were.
get.
Of course we were facing the Titans, but this T-Law looked kind of good after whatever we'd like to call last week.
The
Um, result when
I
you get that's the result you're gonna get when you face the Titans. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, I will say this. This Jags defense knows one thing, and that's to stop the rock. And if they can stop running the football, this team's going to make noise in the playoffs because when you face a lot of very run-heavy teams, the Jags are going to find ways to get the ball back on the offense. The issue is
That you're putting
Jacoby
the ball
Myers
back
and
on the
Parker
offense.
Washington and Jacoby Myers, Parker Washington, and Brenton Strange are all really good players, don't get me wrong. They are not the players I want to be my main options in a playoff setting. No offense, but if they keep on playing like they should, then maybe I can retract that statement. And I love Parker Washington, just so everyone here knows. But yeah, all I will say is the Jags, they're solid. They're legit. They could make a run. Keyword could.
Yep. Cats. It. I didn't have a cat breed in mind, and I was too lazy, so I just wanted to put up there that they were 0 for 2 on fourth downs. Oh
You could have
right,
just
do the
put down
Jaguars play ethical
Garfield.
football?
Uh,
No, but
they don't.
they play
No, the
really
fuck they
funny
don't.
unethical football.
No, they play
anywho,
annoying. No, it is. I wouldn't even call it funny. They play annoying, unethical football. They should be way better than they are. They're like the Eagles.
Yeah, but
Shit for
here's
no reason.
yeah, but Liam Cohen has aura.
He does. I agree. I like
Yeah,
Liam Cohen.
yeah, Liam
I think he's a
Cohen.
good coach.
Liam Cohen would absolutely mog Nick
See, I think they play
Sirianni.
unethical football, and I think they play unethical football, and it's literally Trevor Lawrence's fault because he's never locked in. He's just never ever locked in.
He was locked in. He was actually pretty locked in on Sunday, but again, playing the Titans. So
Again, when you're facing the Titans, literally, who cares?
yeah,
I'm not moved. I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck.
yeah.
anywho, the kitty team. This week's house cat is actually just Garfield. Like, this team plays like Garfield. Like, it's all about hype moments and aura.
Not true. We're
It's
unsure
all
of what
about.
Garfield feels about Thursdays.
I don't know who you think Garfield is. When was Garfield ever hype moments in aura?
I mean, look, man. Garfield was hype moments in aura growing up. You can't tell me that your
As
favorite
who?
character in the Look, man. If you're telling me that John was your favorite character, reading
No,
Garfield's
the
comics.
fuck. What do you think
Yeah.
I am?
Look, man. I will say, I
If you're a
think
John fan, you're not real. You're not a real person.
True. We talked about the real topics. Say in the comments if you're Team John or Team Garfield. Anywho, back to this team. Dan Campbell is stuck in his own ways, and this is now the second game in a row he's lost, going with the same fuck ass ideology. And I'm going to put some light on him. I'm sorry, but if you want me to take you seriously as a coach, you have to learn to adapt. This is the second week in a row where you went for it on fourth down every fucking time, and it didn't work. Change it. Quit doing this shit because it's costing you games. You are now on the 8th seed, and if you lose to Dallas this week, you're fucked. Because you get at LA next week. I've kind of been looking at this Detroit team. If they lose the next 2 games, they're not going to make the playoffs because then all everyone else has to do is get 11. Detroit is like the benchmark of who you have to be better than right now, and there's 7 teams, 6 really because the Buccaneers, but there are 7 teams better than this team right now, and that's concerning. I don't want to hear that Amon-Ra St. Brown was hurt. I don't want to hear about all of that. The Packers offense let Jordan Love have probably one of his best days as a quarterback. And that's something that we'll get into later. But all I'm going to say is Does this Detroit team play ethical football? Hell the fuck no. They play the cringiest type of football. They play Madden, and they're just using the same trick plays that everyone on Madden spams over and over again, and they're expecting to win it. Turns out, when you know what plays they're gonna run, your fail safe doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. Fun
Yeah.
facts. No, you go first. You go first.
What I'll say about the Lions is, first of all, Amon-Ra getting hurt definitely does. Definitely does hurt this team a little bit for sure. But like, we all knew this defense wasn't good, right? Like, we knew that. I don't know why you're acting surprised. We knew this defense wasn't good when fucking Jameis Winston was piecing them up like crazy last week. So yeah, no, their defense sucks.
I just didn't think the
we knew
secondary
this.
would be this bad though.
They are. Like, I don't know. They don't. Like, the only person that's worth a damn on that secondary is what's his name? Their safety.
Ryan Branch.
Ryan Branch.
Kirby
Exactly.
Joseph.
Kirby Joseph too, but like they're the only people that are like worth anything.
Just man.
Like, the secondary isn't good. They don't have any good. They don't have a good starting corner. Like, at all.
Yeah, Terrion Arnold just went on IR too. So
And
like,
he also isn't good. That's the sad part about it, is that he's also just not good.
Yeah. Honest, this game did not particularly feel like it was a 31-24. It felt like the Packers put up closer to like 45 just when it was all said and done. Sure, there was a difference on the fourth downs. I don't know if Amon-Ra St. Brown being in for the entirety of the game flips the result. If I'm being completely honest,
with how Jared
makes
Goff's
it
been playing,
closer.
no, it doesn't.
It makes it closer. Fun fact, Jared Goff completed every single pass from the second quarter to partway into the fourth, and they still lost because the Packers just kind of take away the deep play, and they're okay letting dink and dunk them to oblivion, but they don't really give up the big play. We can talk about that later, though. The Lions play ethical football only in the sense that they stick to their guns. And you know what? I can respect that, even if it's not working. Flailing around and pretending that something's working, even when it's not, is very American marriage of them. We'll go with that.
Well, we forgot Chris. Ethical or unethical?
I'm pretty sure I already said ethical.
Ah, my bad. Never mind. I'm dumb. Buffalo. Yeah, you know,
The
this team
Steelers
should
are
not be
fucking garbage. The Steelers suck. They are a really bad team. Every team in the AFC North is actually really atrocious. This division might be the worst division in football, and that's saying a lot because the NFC South exists.
Yup.
This division sucks. I don't know what
all
else to
that
say.
being, and that's funny because all that being said, I don't like this Buffalo team. I think they look very one-trick pony.
But yeah,
They are very, very confusing to me. Like, Josh Allen had probably one of his worst games as a pro against the Steelers defense. And I get, James Cook didn't have to do much. This is like the third or fourth week Josh Allen has had this kind of game, and I'm starting to get concerned. Like, his eliteness level is that Dad would be sad. Like Dad right now is looking at his fantasy team, and he sees Josh Allen doing that stuff, and he's like, man, playoffs are about to start soon, man. Josh, this isn't what I need.
I don't know. Like, just a lot of the stuff that's wrong with the Bills is the stuff that we knew. No good receivers. No good receivers. Defense is still a ginormous question mark, but they were literally facing the Steelers, and the Steelers suck.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. Like, the Steelers are a bad team.
Yeah, they get a mulligan.
And
They've got the
They get
schedule.
Oh, go ahead.
They've got a schedule where they can make the playoffs pretty easy. They could go 3-2. They could beat Cleveland, Philadelphia, and the Jets.
2 and 3
don't-
probably gets them in.
Because the AFC sucks. But
No,
the
KC's got the
Bills-
tiebreaker on them.
The Bills aren't really a good team. Like that, I think this might be Sean McDermott's last year, or it could be their GM's last year because they just done such a shit job at building this roster around Josh Allen. They don't have. There's just the only good thing about their offense is, again, Josh Allen and James Cook, and then that's it. Like, it's bad when we have Cam Newton, a new Cam Newton meme drops, and it's him making fun of Keon Coleman for being a waste of time as the first round pick. So, like, I agree with. I think I could take a page from Cam Newton in not just Keon Coleman, but like the entire team. You were supposed to be you guys were supposed to be number one, but you're playing like a bunch of bums right now. So I can't say figure it out because I don't think they're gonna figure it out. I just don't think this team is talented enough. They're gonna be in this this top 14 spot like probably for the rest of the year, but they're just not they're not good enough to win a Super Bowl.
And that's the weirdest thing. Like, they could probably make the Super Bowl, but like, if you're telling me this team goes up against the Rams,
they're getting cooked. They're getting smoked by the Rams. They're getting smoked by, and again, like, any team that comes out of the AFC is going to get fed to whoever comes out of the NFC. The NFC is going to win the Super Bowl this year. I guarantee it.
Yeah, they don't play ethical football. They play football.
It's bordering Eagles unethical, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
It really is bordering that.
Yeah, I spent pretty much the entirety of the afternoon window listening to this game on the Steelers radio network. Apparently, they've got a decent credit union out there as a support. I don't know. This team did not sound like it had anything going for the first half, and then it sounded like it really didn't need to have anything going for the second half. After 15 seconds in, they could have just called game, taken a knee, and it's not like Aaron Rodgers and Jonnu Smith were connecting or anything, but they're probably in the film room right now. Whether Aaron Rodgers is trying to treat that as a darkness retreat, it remains to be seen, but who knows? How is someone's... Dude, the Bengals are going to make the fucking playoffs this year. It's going to be wild.
Yeah.
I can't see that happening. What are they, 4-8? No universe they make the playoffs.
They're 4-8, and they're in a division with the Ravens and the Steelers, teams that seem very content on not going 9-8. Cleveland doesn't count. I don't know. The Bills have an ethical running game. Did anyone actually watch this game?
I did.
I'm sorry.
The only thing that I will say, shout out to Shadur Sanders. He had a really good touchdown pass. Other than that, Shadur Sanders was in health throughout most of this game. But
surprisingly.
But yeah, this Niners team is very funny because they are running the equivalent of the replacements at this point, and they're 9-4. Now, granted, this team's still not amazing. Don't get me wrong. I think there's a lot of teams that they just don't match up well against. Literally any team that's healthy or has any form of consistency gets fucking bodied. Fucking bodies this team. But for what this season could have been, I think you take this. Like, this is essentially a house money season, and I guess Kyle Shanahan once again heard the hot seat rumors were back on, and then was like, "Well, fuck it, I'm gonna save my job."
Like I said in our predictions when we made them at the beginning of the season, I said this team would win the NFC West, and I'm glad that I was right because this 49ers team healthy is probably the best team in the NFC. When you're down two of your best players, not even just two of your best players, like a lot of your best players, a lot of good players, a lot of starters, that's bound to happen. They're like, again, as much as I hate saying it, Kyle Shanahan has ways to win, and this team just is going to keep winning. They're going to be a playoff team this year too. I don't know how far they go because you look at their overall stats of the team, and you're like, how is this team 9-4? But they find ways to win. They don't just win; they win good. Like these last 2 weeks, they've won very good. Like they've won quite handily. Like you're not really like you can just go to sleep easy, like knowing Bryce Young's in hell. Oh, we got Shedeur Sanders in hell. And yeah, I think they play an ethical football. I'll be honest. I don't think they play ethical football. Kyle Shanahan is an ethical coach running a very unethical football team because of all the injuries. Like it's unethical by default. It's not their fault that they play unethical football. They kind of have to because their team is so injured.
They're playing as ethical football as they can be. The 49ers defense is a great NFL example of a ship of Theseus. If every single player on the defense gets replaced, then is it truly the same Robert Saleh defense? I don't have much to say about this team. I'm gonna be absolutely pissed when they make the NFC Championship game because they're making the playoffs. There's like a small chance they go 1-3 and absolutely boof it, but I don't think it happens.
I mean, honestly, the funniest thing would be that this Niners team loses to the Titans next week. I mean, not next week, but in in 2 weeks because they're on a bye.
Yep.
But I will say, can you really play ethical football when you're down literally everything?
No. The answer to that question is no.
As much as you can.
You really can't. They
Subscribe.
got to play as ethical as they possibly can. So by default, it's unethical football. But again, it is not their fault that they're playing unethical football.
This is like the only slide I didn't update this week, except for Unk of the Week and the title slide, but those don't count. And I think I moved the logo on the title slide. You'd have to check the previous video, which you should do after you subscribe and hit the bell and all the other things.
We forgot the third comedic bullet point. That's the new bit that I'm running. The third comedic bullet point this week would be just the entire Tennessee Titans offensive line next week when they have to let Myles Garrett let him break the sack record on the Campbell Ward.
This is true.
Everyone's gonna fucking die, dude. Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
Yeah, I feel so bad for him. He's stuck on like the worst team ever. He's on a team that genuinely should have gone 0-17. In a rare example of a team winning and moving down, we do have the Denver Broncos proving that in 2025 you really can do anything if you set your mind to it. You gotta respect it.
If I'm a Broncos fan, this game against the Commanders might be the most embarrassing game they've had all season. Like, they won of miracles and pixie dust and Marcus Mariota being the starting quarterback. Jane Daniels starts this game, they lose. They probably lose pretty handily. Bo Nix, what is wrong with you?
Respect Marcus Mariota. He had a very good game.
I will not. He had a good game. I won't lie. He had a good game, but I will not respect Marcus Mariota. Oh, he should. If the Commanders are smart, they're going to start him for the rest of the year. They should. They just like sit Jane Daniels for the rest of the year. There's no reason to start him. There's no reason to play him. But the Broncos should be embarrassed the way that they played against the Commanders. The defense looked really bad, especially the secondary. The secondary looked really bad. I want to give a shout out to Trelon Burks because holy shit, what a catch!
Love that catch.
What a catch! And I hope that can turn around his career. I really do. I'm rooting for the guy. But yeah, no, I don't know what else to say. Their running game isn't good. Their offense just isn't good. And they had a really good drive. They had a great drive in overtime and like the end of the game. But again, the Commanders' defense is dog shit. And the Commanders also play unserious football because they had Bobby Wagner in coverage in 2025. And you can guess how that went for them.
We call that the old Zadarius Smith.
I will say this: it's not the Broncos' fault that the run game has taken a step back because losing J.K. Dobbins for the rest of the year is an incredibly huge blow. So I will fault them for that.
That's what you get R.J. Harvey for. You expect R.J. Harvey to be like better, but he's not. And it's really funny.
They've used him as a receiving back. That's why he's been the catch guy. He's been in the Tariq Cohen role, which is the only way that I can describe running backs like that. Because I'm so 2018 Bears build.
I don't know. Like their offense is their offensive line is so good. It's one of the best units in the league, ironically, and they can't run the ball. Their passing game is so hit or miss because Bo Nix is a super fraudulent quarterback, and he's winning because their defense is incredible, except for this game, ironically, because their defense was no bueno. I really don't have any words for this team. I cannot wait for this team to be the first seed and get bounced by whoever, by whoever they're facing in the first round. Because I can't even really say that because the AFC is an atrocity to mankind. So I have no idea what they're gonna do. Actually, they could it is actually a shame that this team is probably gonna be in the AFC Championship this year or even the Super Bowl this year, and I think that is terrible for football. I think that is really bad for football. I think it goes without saying this team plays unethical football, 100%.
Ethical defense, unethical offense. I will
extremely unethical offense.
I will thank the Denver Broncos for giving us the ability to catch up and talk about more interesting teams because we have nothing to say unless someone has something to say.
I will say this: the Broncos play an ethical fourth quarter football. Every other quarter, it's like it's like being forced to watch Freddie get fingered for the first 3 quarters, and then being given the ability to watch
What a
the
throwback
in the fourth quarter. That's how it really feels. But yeah, they play unethical football, I suppose.
The best team in football for the first 7 weeks has a non-zero chance of missing the playoffs. What the hell?
Is it okay? I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. I don't think this is Daniel Jones' fault. I 110% think that this is now a coaching thing because. Look, Daniel Jones playing, you can't really blame him because he's literally playing through a broken fucking leg. I can only judge a guy so far. He's trying to fight for his career at this point, so I don't blame him. The coach has to put him in better situations to succeed, and this is just not it. Not having Jonathan Taylor get over 100 rushing yards every game is a very punishable offense, and you should be fired for that. We were talking about this earlier before we started, but if the Colts miss the playoffs, this should be Shane Steichen's last year because this is getting ridiculous at this point. He is insanely frustrating because he's you should have not lost to the Texans. You could have easily handily beat the Texans, but nope. This team's so focused on collapsing again for no fucking reason. And not making the playoffs. Man, I get it's dumb, but I feel so bad for Daniel Jones because everyone's gonna blame him to finish out the rest of the season even though he's injured. And it's really not been his fault.
He has to play better. Don't lie, he definitely has to play better. He's been throwing, the past 2 weeks he's been throwing some pretty bad balls. I do think a lot of it is coaching, though, because this team lives and dies by Jonathan Taylor, and currently they are dying by Jonathan Taylor right now. I still think they're going to be a playoff team, but if this team had a real quarterback, this team would be a lot better. I mean, well, obviously, you can say that about every team in the NFL, but this team is so in desperate need of a quarterback because they would be the best team in the AFC if they did, but they don't. And it is what it is. You just have to deal with it. They did kind of get hoed on Sunday because the refs were gargling their balls the entire game, especially in the fourth quarter. It was really bad. But at the end of the day, you have to execute. You have to you have to win games, and they're faltering a little bit. They're tied with the Jaguars for the division lead. And they will both not win it because the Texans are winning that division. I still think they're going to be in the playoffs. Jonathan Taylor is still going to win Offensive Player of the Year. Not much of that's going to change, but they have to. Shane Steichen, man, come on, dude. You had an incredible offense for like most of the year. Why are we playing bullshit football now? I think this team still plays ethical football though. I think they do play ethical football.
Yeah.
Even with Daniel Jones as their quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to say too much about this game because I did double box the AFC South games in the morning, and then I just wound up watching the Jaguars the whole time, and I cut it off during the second half. I only paid a little attention because I'm like, oh, hey, it's gonna be a battle for the division lead next week either way. Um, I don't know. I'll have more opinions next week.
Yeah, I get the Colts do play ethical football, but their coach is trying to get them to play unethical football, and I don't like that.
Yeah, and they haven't. Well, I'll give them. I don't know if they play ethical football, but they've got an ethical owner. Um, yeah, we won. You guys can go.
I I will say this. I'm gonna mention him so that way Kamain doesn't get to mention him first. Actually, nah, I don't think he cares. Josh Wiley showed up to Detroit with a shirt that I will let Kamain discuss later. But Jordan Love had probably, at least in my opinion, his best game as a pro. He outside of like the first couple of passes, Jordan Love was lighting it up, and I can sit here and I can nitpick about how a lot of the touchdowns were just fucking fadeaways and like short out routes, but no, I'm not going to do that. This team had a very solid win against the Detroit Lions, and this team has shown me that they're not one tricks. They know how to win football games. They know how to show up. They're not going to take it down, and they're just going to play good, decent football. I still have a couple of. I think the pass rush has gotten better. I still think the run game is a little bit of a concern, considering that I get Josh Jacobs has been hurt all year, but this has not been a very good year for him in general. But this has been a very good Packers team so far. I'm not sure if I'm ready to detract my Super Bowl statements, but I don't know. They're with how fucked the NFC is. I'll say it. I think they're contenders. I think they're definitely contenders.
They were
If
always
everything
contenders.
goes right.
They were always contenders. Like I don't know where you were. I don't know where you were. They were always contenders once they got Micah Parsons. So this was a great one. I think you're undermining it. It wasn't a decent one. That was a great win. Fantastic win, actually. Because not only because you sweep a division rival, you go into Detroit, and the score was closer than the game actually was. The Packers were putting belts again. The Packers were putting belt to ass again. But yeah, I think Jordan Love is a fantastic quarterback. He had a great game in Detroit. I don't think it was his best game as a pro. I still think his best game as a pro was that divisional game. I'm not divisional, the wild card game against Dallas, where he was lighting that team up. But this was just another great game from Jordan Love. The defense was playing a lot better. Micah Parsons with Micah Parsons. This team's a contender, and if they can continue to play like this for the rest of the year, if they can play like this, if they can play this consistent for the rest of the year, they should be one of the favorites to win the NFC. I don't think they will. I don't think they're going to win the NFC, but I can see. I mean, there was always a world where they can, but they're moving me now. Like I can genuinely see them in contention with the Rams or the Seahawks, or like their fathers, the Eagles. I think they're probably going to win their division. I think they beat Chicago next week. That's just so I'm going to say I think they beat Chicago next week. I think they're a better team overall. We will see, though. We will see what happens.
Yeah.
I should probably. I have nothing else to say. I think that was a fantastic win on their end. They deserve to be here.
Yeah. We're going to have to rename this. I think we're going over an hour today, quite possibly. We've got like 10 minutes before 2-minute drill. Yeah, Josh Wiley showed up to the game with the God forbid a white boy get a little motion shirt, which is now a sticker. which is great. I'm concerned about the Packers' run defense because of the fact they lost Devontae Wyatt, who is a pretty key piece. They've looked real suspect in the couple games he was out, and he is out for the rest of the season. We might be getting some people back. We're gonna maybe learn if Marshawn Lloyd was body snatched, and he might finally play. I think his first down of regular season football because he missed the entirety of last year and every game so far this year. We might have Jaden Reed this week. We should have him next week for sure, though. I don't know. It'll be probably the most interesting Packers Bears game since the Aaron Rodgers Percocet game. Uh, the Packers play. The Packers ideally have gotten their unethical football games out of the way in time for me to experience another heartbreaking playoff loss in January. The Bears.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go first.
Come on, go ahead. I'll
Yeah, the Eagles
say
fucking
what I need to
suck,
say after.
bro. Like
Thank you. Okay, thank
I'll
you. I'm
give
glad you said
chops
it.
to the
I'm glad you
Bears
said
for
it.
winning this, but at the same time, I made this comment. I feel like you could have thrown Tennessee out there. Or no, I said something along the lines of you could have thrown Ohio State out there and they would have only lost by 50 instead of the 100 that they would to a real NFL team.
I
Um
just, I don't want to call them fraudulent because it was a good win. It
no,
was a good
it's a
win.
good
But the Eagles are
win.
so shit, man. They absolutely suck ass. Like there are so many teams that would have played that game just as good as the Bears played. The fact that they let up 250 rushing yards against the Bears, good lord, just imagine if they were facing a team like the Colts, or if they were facing a team, or if they're facing a team like if they faced Dallas again. Honestly, I think the Cowboys would have blew them the fuck out. If they faced any other team, they would have got blown out by. They would have probably like dropped like 30 or 40 on the Eagles. They were playing so unserious one Friday. It's not even funny. Their running game is an atrocity to mankind. And I know this is supposed to be about the Bears, but it doubles back to just the Eagles being a blight to the NFL. They are the reason why the Bears are the first seed in the NFC, which pisses me off because the Bears are a good team. They are a good team. They are the best team in the fucking NFC. They just are not. They're not beating Green Bay next week. I'm probably going to eat my words. I know I'm probably going to eat my words next week when they do beat Green Bay. But there is something so deeply fraudulent about the Bears. Something just like they are winning the same way that the Broncos are winning. It is just absolute bullshit. It is going to end at some point. I know for a fact it will end at some point. They're a playoff team. The Bears are definitely a playoff team. They deserve to be there because they beat the Eagles. Like good for them. They keep winning. Winning is good. I know it's understand it's power rankings, and you need and of course you're going to be up there when you're winning games. But this shit is unethical. This is super duper unethical, and it makes me sick. I am so sick of these stupid dumbass fraudulent teams with 10 wins. It should be us. It should be my team. We're stuck with a dumbass coach. I hate it here. I absolutely hate it here. Congratulations, Chicago. You guys beat the Eagles. You gotta play
Yeah,
unethical as fuck football though. Unethical as
you've
fuck.
earned my respect in a somewhat greater capacity. We will see how that holds up on Sunday.
If you
Um,
beat the
no,
Packers, I would be
no
livid.
NFC North team but mine is capable of playing a down of ethical football. I'm sorry.
Uh, well, I will say this. Look, man, do you think I give a shit if the Bears are at the fourth rank? The fact that we are even in this position right now, considering the bullshit that I went through Matt Eberflus, through Matt Nagy, considering all the bullshit I went through, the words that people are saying about this team means nothing to me. I haven't seen this team win 9 games since 2020, not 2020, not even 2020, since 2018. I haven't seen this team have a winning record since 2018. That was 7 years ago. I was in middle school. Middle school. You think I care? that we're good? You think? I mean, you obviously I care we're good. You think I care if we look fraudulent? You think I care about that? No. At the end of the day, this is fantastic for the Chicago Bears, whether they're fraudulent or not, or whether they're going to get bounced in the playoffs or not. This season was all about building something. And you want to know something? They're building a culture of winning. And you want to know how hard that is? Look at all the other head coaches. The only other head coach that is really building a culture of winning alongside the Chicago Bears is Jacksonville. And Jacksonville has had their flaws throughout this year. Look, I get it. I get it. This Philly team isn't that great. They are very fraudulent. They do not play ethical football. They fucking. I get it. I've heard it all. But at the end of the day, were you expecting the Bears to get 9 wins? Like, in all seriousness, were you expecting them to get 9 wins?
It was possible, yeah. They could have won 9-8. I don't think they were going to be under 500 this year. It was possible. But being at 9 wins, I mean, at 9 wins at this point in the season, probably not.
Yeah. Look, the fact is, this has been a fantastic season. I have fuck the Bears fan heart rate monitor. I'm happy that we are even in this position. I'm happy that we have a run game. I'm happy that we have a quarterback who doesn't constantly make mistakes. I'm happy we have a quarterback that can come up in the clutch. At the end of the day, fuck. The only thing that I think I would be relatively heartbroken if we go like 11-6 and miss the playoffs. And even then, I think I'd be like, dude, that kind of sucks. We really should make it in. But like, I mean, if this team beats Green Bay next week and beats Cleveland, and Detroit loses their next 2 games, I think they clinch a playoff spot.
I'm happy or happy. I hate the reason why you're happy.
I feel very similar about that.
Yeah, we can blitz.
Premier River about saying, "Oh, the last time my team
do we want to just kind of skim through the last 3 teams, or do we want to run this over an hour?
We can just. I mean, like we can.
Honestly, fuck the. You already changed it to the Untitled Sickos rankings.
Okay.
Fuck it. Welcome to a new show.
Welcome to new show week 2. I kind of forgot to name it the Power Hour, so we're going with it. And it's less constraining anyways.
Welcome to Untitled Rankings.
Yeah, we're doing this just because we are doing this exclusively because Carolina beat the Rams, just for the record. The Seahawks and Patriots played some of the least interesting football imaginable. We just need to talk about the Rams for like 10 minutes.
I don't even think I'm gonna be. I'll be the one to speak first because I'm not moved by this loss in the slightest. The Panthers had another one of those anomaly games where Matthew Stafford was turning the ball over for no fucking reason, and their offensive line played really bad. It is just one of those flash in the pan kind of games. I still have them ranked number 1 because I'm just not gonna acknowledge this loss. I won't. They're gonna bounce back. They're gonna play infinitely better next week. I think they're on their bye actually. Are they on their bye? Or I don't know.
No, they play against Retirement Home. They're playing Arizona.
Okay, so yeah, they're gonna bounce back next week. They're gonna shit stomp Arizona, and they're gonna go back to the first seed when the Bears lose the Packers. So, I'm not really. Jokes aside, I'm not moved. Jokes aside, I'm not moved by this loss at all. I'm not really gonna spend too much time talking about it. I still think they're the best team in the NFL. I still think they're going to win the Super Bowl. There's just not many games. There's just not going to be many games, if any more games this season where Matthew Stafford is turning the ball over 3 times. That's just not going to happen. So they are where they are now. They did lose the Panthers, which is embarrassing. I lied. I do have a little bit more to talk about. I don't know who here said Emmanuel Forbes is a good corner. Don't lie to me ever again. Don't lie to me ever again. He sucks. They need a corner 1 badly. But other than that, yeah, this was the best team in the league.
Yeah. Maybe.
I still think I think we should bring up the fact, just because this Rams team is good, I still think it's beatable. I still think.
Obviously.
It's 2025. Who isn't?
We need to. No, I get that. but I feel like a lot of people thought the Rams were untouchable for a bit, and I feel like this was a good crash to reality loss. Like, no, this team's very touchable. Like, no offense, I see if this team goes into Green Bay, maybe in the wild card, maybe even in the divisional. I feel Green Bay could win that game. I also feel like the Rams could win that game. The issue is, it really just depends on the amount of turnovers. Because every single time the Rams have lost this year, they've fucking made turnovers. Like, this game, they made a fuck ton of turnovers. The Eagles game, they made a good bit of turnovers. And then in the Niners game, they made a good bit of turnovers. Like, when this team turns the ball over, they lose. Like,
wow. You can say that about, like, any team in the league. Like, if a team turns the ball over, if that is the worst thing you have to say about a team, that's how you know this team is the best team in the league. That's all I can really say. If their major flaw is, if they turn the ball over, they lose, well, duh. That's how you lose football games, is turning the ball over.
I just
obviously,
mean it
no, go ahead.
I was just meaning it in more of the sense, like, they've made a ton of turnovers in their losses. Like, look at this one, 3. The one against the Niners, I think they had 3 as well.
No, I think it was only 2, and it was 2. And again, it was just anomaly shit because like both their running backs fumble. Like one fumbles right at the goal line, and then I think it's the same thing. I think the same thing happened twice. Like one, I think they fumbled at both ends of the goal line, which is just insanity. And then the Eagles again being the unethical blight to the NFL that they are, win on some absolute bullshit because the Rams only had 1 turnover. Unless you're counting the block field goals, which is just again like fuck the Philadelphia Eagles, bro. Fuck this team. Like they shouldn't have won that game. They really should not have won that game. But if that's the best thing you have to say about the Rams is that like they lose when they have multiple turnovers, like okay, whatever. I still think they're the best team in the league. Like I don't want to say head and shoulders. I kind of do want to say head and shoulders, I'm not going to lie. But I still think they are the Super Bowl favorites this year, and they should win the Super Bowl this year.
Football team
they
good.
Play ethical football, by the way.
Yeah. Football team good. Unk of the weeks good. Ethical football, about as much as you can be in this league.
I mean, this team
turn the ball over less.
Anywho, one last thing. Devontae Adams is probably going to have over 20 touchdowns this year, and I don't think he's cracking 1K yards.
That's very funny. That is ethical aging at the wide receiver position.
Anywho, I assume the Patriots are at 2, right?
Nope. It was close. It's a 2-point difference.
Seattle's good. Sam Darnold didn't even play good, but Seattle's good. Their defense is elite, but at the same time,
dude, Minnesota's so fucking bad.
They're sorry as fuck, man. Like
Minnesota sent football back 30 years, bro.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. This is the one time we're not going to talk about a team. Max Brosmer fucking sucks.
He's an undrafted rookie. I don't know why they even started him. Like they have Sam Howell on the roster. Sam Howell actually has, playing time under actual NFL snaps.
Well, to be fair, Sam Howell was throwing to Seahawks.
Why are they starting fucking Max Brosmer? Like, who is
Sam Howell was throwing to Seahawks this time last year, so he would have been about as experienced as Max Brosmer got this fucking game.
Actually, fun fact, they only had 2 QBs on that roster on that day. The only other quarterback, John fucking Wolford.
Yeah.
They should have started John Wolford.
And Jettis as the backup.
He had some decent snaps with the Rams.
Dude, Brosmer's pick was so bad, it looked like the one from, what was it?
Will
the
Levis.
Super...
No,
it wasn't a Will Levis turnover. You guys familiar with the one from the Dolphins 17-0 season? In the Super Bowl? Dude, it looked like he just kind of like put the ball up there for the receiver to grab. He's like, we're not winning this game. Who cares? I'm getting on SportsCenter, top 10 or not top 10. Not that anyone watches ESPN anymore because they suck.
Yeah, the
Also,
Minnesota
Thanks
Vikings
for the
are
stats, though.
winning series games.
I will say this: JSN had his first bad game of the season, guys.
And they still won 26-0.
23 yards. Ironically enough, JSN had the same amount of points as the entire Minnesota team. So there's that.
Really rough. I don't need to say much about Seattle. Their defense is amazing.
They'll play
Sam Darnold
ethical
actually
football
low-key-
if they get
Sam Darnold
Rashid
low-key had
Shaheed
a
the
really bad
ball.
game.
Also, even with a down game like this, JSN still leads the NFL in receiving yards by a
It would have been
hefty
Drake London if he
200.
played for the past. It would have been Drake London if he played the past 2 weeks. I'm just saying. I'm just had a shot at my guy.
No, I get it.
And just
The most
Oh,
popular
guys.
number one team you will ever
dude,
see
this
in human history.
solo leveling of Monday Night Games. I don't even care.
No. This game was a lot more stressful than it needed to be. Not because of anything that happened in the game, but because I was in fantasy, and it got to the point where I was like 0.15 points away from it, like losing. 0.15 away from losing. Thank God Jackson Dart threw the Theo Johnson those last few throws. Otherwise, I would have lost. Anywho.
Yeah, sure, they play
fraudulent.
ethical football. I don't care.
Like ethical football because it's Mac Jones. I mean, not Mac Jones because it's Drake May. Yeah, I fucking hate their receiving core though, but Drake May's awesome, so I'll give them a pass. Yeah, this I actually, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna spend this moment to talk about the Giants and like holy shit, that team is I really have to put in perspective how dog shit this team is. Like, I've never seen a more disastrous game. That might have been one of the most disastrous games all year. Like, it's rivaling the way the Arizona Cardinals lost to the Titans, with how many things went wrong for their team. Like, I've never seen a kicker miss a field goal without even kicking the ball.
Yeah, just to chirp in for a second, I thought his kicker, or I thought his placeholder just fucking Charlie Browned him until they showed the replay. I thought he just went, no, we're doing something. I don't care. This is funny. Nope.
He really got his foot stuck in the ground. I've never seen that before. Younghoe Koo, rest now. Valhalla will take you.
We have to watch.
Yeah, it is disgusting football in New York for both teams. For all the teams, actually, it's disgusting football, and Bills included.
But guys, I will just say this: what's the ETAs on Jackson Dart's career? I'd say about like 4. I give him like 4 more years till he has.
He's going to be eating pudding from a spoon, being spoon fed pudding, because his brain is so eroded from the amount of CTE he has. This idiot said he's not going to change his play style when John Gruden was like, "Hey man, change your play style, you're gonna like get murdered. Can you please do that?"
When John Gruden is telling you to lay up on the hits, yeah, dude, you gotta listen.
I understand you want to play hard-nosed football, but you are this team's quarterback. They need you, buddy. They need you, amigo. You can't be putting your body out on the line. It's not team friendly. But then again, the Giants are just the Giants. If you're a fan of this team, I pray for you. I pray for you. But he said the Patriots are fraudulent. Yeah, they're fraudulent. AFC sucks. Also, the schedule is hilariously hilarious.
Drake May plays ethical football, though.
He does, 100%.
Yep. And Drake May also plays ethical football.
Oh, yeah, right, Drake May.
Yeah, not to be confused with Drake May.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, they're really going to go 4-0 in the rest of their schedule. Holy shit.
Yep. Welcome to the Unk of the Week. As usual.
Devontae Adams.
Must be an active player over the age of 30, had a significant impact on the game they played in, and it must make you go, still got it.
Motherfucking got a shout out to him because he kicked my team's ass. Tyrod Taylor. Shout outs to Tyrod Taylor for playing a great game of football on Sunday in the rain too. Shout outs to him.
I was gonna put Tyrod Taylor as mine. I was hoping someone else wasn't gonna do it, so I am kind of doing this impromptu. But I will say this: another guy that had a pretty good game. It's been in the league for a very long time. Uh, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go with it. Joe Thuney, man, dude, I'm so happy he's on my team. I'm so happy that Joe Thuney is my offensive guard. I'm so happy that he still got it. I'm so happy that he's just bitching and mowing over that Eagles offensive line. I mean defensive line. I'm happy I have Joe Thuney, man. I'm very happy I have him.
Do it against Green Bay.
Anywho,
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I don't know. Before 2-minute drill, so that we can talk about it without a time constraint, do you guys want to just call your expected SNF Week 18 game?
The expected SNF Week 18 game. I will actually give it to Panthers and Buccaneers because I think that will be for the division.
I think, I mean, the NFL hates the AFC South, but I can see it being Texans-Colts.
It very well be
It might not be for the division, but it's definitely for at least a wild card.
Imagine if they both make it.
2-minute drill. We had 4 unique top 1 teams this week. Wow.
Free thinkers when they're forced to not do the when they're forced to not free think. I don't know. I didn't play the game.
But you just lost it. Yeah, I don't know. 2-minute your drills if you want.
Moving the Rams to 6 because they lost to the Panthers is nuts. Why are the Colts at 3? What the hell? Our sausage. We need to have a talk.
Don't think about his rankings. They were like this. They were like this last week. They were worse last week, man.
We need to have a talk. Why are the Colts at number 3? What are you doing? What the hell? What in the hell?
I mean,
same thing to you, Aura. Why are the Colts at number 3? What is wrong with you guys? How good do you think the Colts are?
I'm so glad I went on vacation so that we have you on the podcast.
Ren? Why are the Colts, bro? These guys got the Colts at some insanely high. Like, bro, they're 8-4. They're good. 6? No. What are we doing?
Again, it's really funny because I feel like I have very similar power rankings with everyone else here, but it always just feels like I am just like a couple points away from like the top spot. Because like I don't really know anything that I would say that is like egregious other than, I don't know, I put the Eagles at 8.
Yeah, you have the Eagles on your list. That's what's egregious.
Well, the Eagles at 12 because they're losing. I will always respect the talent, and that is it. Because I think their talent can take them places. But other than that, if it wasn't for their talent, God forbid, like AJ Brown gets injured again. If AJ Brown gets injured again, get the fuck out of my top 14.
Yeah.
Please lose to the Trey Lance Chargers on Monday. They will be. I don't even care if they're not on the power rankings. I will be on their ass. Please go ahead and lose.
I mean, we have the 2-minute drill for a reason.
I already talked
we have drilled our 2 minutes.
Actually, there is one game that I think we should bring up.
We didn't even do our spotlight players.
We're running out of space on the PowerPoint. You can talk about yours here if you'd like. I honestly forgot who I put as mine.
I'm so sorry. Bijan Robinson, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you're on this fucking trash-ass team. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that your head coach is the worst person on planet Earth. I'm so sorry. He had 190 scrimmage yards, and he still lost because this team's special teams is shit. This team's coaching staff is shit. And their receivers can't catch. So,
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I just wanted to
I
figure
can
out
go
my
other
like
over other people's first, and then we can handle yours and mine, and then we can call it. Um, Ren had Dak. Nick had Kyle Monangai and Ernest Jones. Car Sausage had Ernest Jones. I had James Cook. Because he was a pleasure to listen to, I suppose. And then you had yours.
I don't even remember mine. I think I
Well,
had
now there's
DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monongai.
You did not. You had James Cook and Evan McPherson.
you're a fraud.
What?
Oh goodness, you're a fraud. Holy crap.
What?
You're a
What?
fraud. Can't
A
even
fraud
gas
for
up your
what?
own. Can't even gas up your own players. You're a fraud.
I'm sorry, man. I completely forgot because I took a nap today, and I thought it was Thursday when I woke up.
Bears fan, fake Bears fan. Whoa,
I
didn't
am
know
not a
that.
fake Bears fan. I didn't do it because look, man, I think some things and I'm like, I don't want this. I don't want to hype it up and then be proven wrong. I've been very quiet about my hyping. But yeah,
If there is a time to be, if there's time to start fanboying about your team, I would be on cloud nine. Listen, I'll be talking the most shit ever. If the Falcons were 9-3 and number one in the NFC, I'll be talking endless shit. But you're better than me.
if we beat the Packers, I will probably be there. But I'm staying humble because that's how I did to start the season. And until I see that scoreboard with the Bears W at the very end, um, I'm going to wait to say my piece.
The Bears
You're
don't
about
have
to
a
talk
W at
crazy.
the end. The heck do they teach you in Illinois schools? Ugh, these Bears fans.
I was actually taught in Iowa and Illinois, Mr. Fraudulent Watch over here.
That does not help your case. Please leave all comments, criticisms, and anything else beginning with the letter C, including which cat you like in Garfield. There are multiple, I think. In the comments
That's so
section.
normal to go.
Cody doesn't count.
We will
Dog,
see you
obviously.
next week. And at least one of us will be angry about the result of the Packers and Bears game. I will
It
guarantee
will
you
be
that.
the greatest thing that could happen is if the game ends in a tie.
Oh, if that game ends in a tie, I think I'd still be hyped.
If that ends in a tie, all three of us will be angry.